Hey everybody, and we are live. Good to have you guys here tonight. Thank you all for coming. Really do appreciate you all being here. Tonight one's a bit of a special one because the topic for discussion is globe evidence. So like I asked last night, any glober that wants to bring evidence of their globe tonight, you're more than welcome. I do at least have one submission by Stone Monkey. Thank you very much, Stone Monkey, for your submission of globe evidence. And then I just want to give a huge shout out to all the Patreon members. Thank you for supporting me through Patreon, and all the channel members, thank you for supporting me through the channel. You guys are awesome. And then also just a huge shout out in case I do miss all the super chats or whatever. Thank you guys very, very much for everything. You guys are awesome. So I put up a poll. I think we're going to start with one video from Bill Nye as well. So I'm just going to put it up to Bill Nye. There we go. Oh, sorry, I just gotta make it small. Otherwise, you guys are not gonna be able to see chat. That's not gonna help much. How are you doing, PJ? I know PJ's in chat. Is this Bill Nye? I think this is the Bill Nye one. Yes. Okay. Whoa. First do this. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. Let's try this again. There we go. Now we can see Bill Nye. So hey everybody, thank you for coming again. Yeah, I wanted to do a long stream tonight. Tonight we can only do about 3 hours, unfortunately, because 11 o'clock the power goes off again. So yeah, thank you everybody for being here. Really do appreciate it. Let's do some shout outs in chat. Stone Monkey, thank you for coming. PJ Cruikshank, thank you for being here. Michael Kahn, Alan Nordstrand, and PJ CNet, and Lumpy Gas in a Vacuum.
I'm doing great. Looking forward to all this.
You breaking up there, CJ?
I'm looking forward to all this.
Yeah, you're lagging a bit.
Looking forward to all this evidence.
Sorry, JP, PJ, you're breaking up a bit. You lagging? Yeah, I think it's can't hear anything you're saying. Hey Tinchin, thank you for coming. Good to see you. Yeah, I'm also excited to see the globe evidence that the people are bringing. So far, we only have one submission by Stone Monkey, guys. Yeah.
I'm breaking up.
Yeah, breaking up quite badly actually. Send me a link to Discord or Skype. Get my Discord. Woo-wee. Yeah, guys, please do pop in if you want to come and share your globe evidence. This is the Discord link. You guys are more than welcome to come in, share your screen, and show us your globe evidence. Thank you, Stone Monkey, for being the only glober so far to actually submit a globe evidence based on for you. Hey Triple X, thank you for coming. Thanks man, I really do appreciate you guys. Yeah, I was actually kind of tired today because my daughter and my son were awake the whole night actually. I think I had an hour's sleep, maybe max, the whole night last night. So I'm kind of a zombie yet today, guys, and I had quite a hectic week at work, so yeah. But it's good to be here. You guys keep me nice and awake and on my toes, so I really enjoy it. No to Element through Discord or Skype. Really? What's going on? Michael can't get onto Element again. Really sad. Okay, I'm gonna just quickly try and see if I can send it to Michael from Skype again. Michael, I'm glad you guys like the Tinchin. Yeah, that's a brilliant name, Tinchin. Rumpus is a clown. Is the Tinchin. Hey Rob Keen, thank you for coming. One of the channel members as well. Thank you for being here. Really do appreciate you coming. Yeah. I think we can get started if you guys want to. What is going on with my PC? Okay. Let's first go through the poll. We got 18 votes at least. Any globe evidence yes, this is it. So that means the people that voted yes, you should be able to give us evidence. So you voted yes, so please provide your evidence. No, definitely not, 67%. Where I saw none, 5%. Yeah, we haven't seen any globe evidence yet. We do at least have Stone Monkey that's presenting some. He sent me a video of it's on his channel to present some globe evidence of that. I wonder if we should start with Stone Monkey first before we go on to Bill Nye, because he makes a lot of claims that might take a while to go through. I think let's do that. So this is guys from Stone Monkey. Obviously there's no sound, but we get the gist. It's called Chasing the Sun, version 2 by Stone Monkey.
Can you hear me now by any chance?
Yeah, 100%. How's it going, PJ?
All right, cool. Not too bad. I had to go back. I had to reset my phone and come back in because the signal here is terrible. Roll on the 30th of November where I get broadband.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm good.
There.
Looking forward to the evidence.
Almost there. Yeah, and I should be getting my microphone and camera Monday, guys. So far it looks like
Excellent.
Monday or even maybe
Brilliant.
tomorrow, because they did ship it yesterday, so all depends how quick they are.
Brilliant.
That would be great. Moomin Rider, thank you for coming. Good to see you. Everybody can see the screen. This is from Stone Monkey. This is his evidence for a globe Earth. Inspired a presentation given by Brian of Brian's Logic and on Ranty's Roundtable. So this is still when Ranty was a so-called flat earther, guys. I decided to look along similar lines. Let's take a look what they're going to say. Obviously, I'm just going to read it out to you guys because he doesn't have any sound. So, first I calculated two graphs, plotting circumference on the vertical axis against latitude on the horizontal axis for what should be expected on both flat and spherical Earth. Okay, so he's creating graphs. This should be interesting. On a flat surface, as the radius increases the circumference, the distance around the edge of the circle increases linearly with respect to the radius. Okay, so obviously that's north to south, and the circumference at every latitude will increase. Obviously, that's based on the flat Earth map or model or whatever. That I would agree with, although Stone Monkey, you might want to consider. Even on your globe, the circumference is actually taken from the equator measured to Polaris. So the wider circumference should be the equator. Now past the equator to the south, obviously on a flat it's supposed to be getting larger, but that's what it actually does. So we'll see if your graph actually keeps to that starting at the equator, not at the north. Scale the 1 degree every 111 kilometers, 69 miles, looks like this, okay? Yeah, that's practically what you showed, because that's to the 100, okay. On a spherical surface, the length of the circumference follows a curve, increasing from the North Pole to the equator and then decreasing from the equator to the South Pole. You see, it's going, and then it gets to the equator, and obviously then it's going to fall off again. But hold on, one thing I see here, it's still going to the equator. Why is it already falling off here? Stone. Hey Tony Whitcomb, good to see you. You can't have both, only one ruler at the Flatzoids. Exactly, you can't. Good to see you, Tony. Good to see everybody here tonight. Thank you for coming. So, any globe evidence? 24 votes, yes, this is it. So 38%, so yeah, 38% of the people that's voted, you're supposed to be able to provide us the evidence because you said yes, this is it. So keep with your bargain and give the rest of it, please. No, definitely not, 54%. And where? I saw none, 8%. Yeah, so Stone Monkey, the only thing I have against this at the moment is it's already going down in a graph and it's still increasing circumference here. So that's not actually right, because it's only supposed to go down once it's reached its peak. Raichi, well actually according to Neil deGrasse Tyson, it's slightly chubbier below the equator. Yep, it's an oblate spheroid. It's pear-shaped, as he said. But yeah. Assuming bendy water. Hey Igor, thank you for coming. No, I do know basic geometry, and this graph is not keeping with his basic geometry, Igor. The thing is, if it's still increasing in circumference, it's still supposed to be going up. It's only once it's hit that peak it should start going down. This is already having a curve, so that's a bit dishonest because you're giving it a pronounced curve on the graph. You understand? So that is not the correct graph though, because it's supposed to go straight like that, and then as soon as it starts dropping, then it starts dropping, not having a actual bell curve. Yeah, but that curving down, Stone Monkey, is not correct, because the peak is supposed to be straight to the peak, because that's what you lining with your graph. It's going to greater circumference, just like you did on the flat earth. Otherwise you should have done this with the flat earth as well. You should have gone straight up like this and then straight down. You understand? When scaled to the size of a sphere with a radius of 6371 kilometers, the graph looks like this. But we all know that's not the actual radius of the earth, because it was debunked thanks to the black swan. Just keep that in mind. But you see what I'm saying? When you get to the 45th, that is where the peak should be, is it not? Because that would be the equator. Now why is it already curving away down below that? Would you be able to explain that to me, or am I not understanding that? Horizon, only one baller's got how much they need, and boat don't go over thumb. But speaking of boats, we're gonna have some Mr. Bill Nye, the so-called science guy, on here as well next. And he's going to be talking about the curve, guys. Okay, it is still showing. I hope so. Okay, yeah. Thank you everybody again for coming. If you haven't already, please, if you like my content, even if you don't like it, just hit that like button or dislike button, just so it can get out to further audience, and please share, because the more audience, the better we can get this out to more people, so the better shows we can have. So thank you very much. Yep, PJ, Black Swan debunked the globe in 2020, but this is supposed to be globe earth evidence, so a graph is for the globe earth, while he's showing that his graph is not actually keeping with the information, because he's supposed to be staying straight on that graph right to the equator, because remember he said it's doing a linear path based on the equators every circumference. So as the circumference is getting larger, it's supposed to follow, so that to the 45 is supposed to stay exactly the same as the flat earth. Then it's reached its peak, then it's supposed to fall off as well. So this is actually not a very accurate graph. That's a bit of a how can I say, yeah, I mean, it's kind of dishonest, I would say. Now if the north was two opposing cones, then it would go on a peak in the middle, but sphere curves all the way. Yes, a sphere curves all the way, but your graph is based on a linear distance, so your linear should be a straight line, the radius to this, I mean you have a radius to a circumference. Let me see if I can draw something out for you. Whew. Sorry guys, it's very hot here tonight. Again, really appreciate you for bringing this what you think is globe earth evidence. Shapes, circle, where is the circle? Okay. Let's just change the line color, whatever. Red. We don't need any inside. No, we don't need. Doesn't need to be a solid color, transparent. There we go. Okay. Copy paste. So we're just gonna make it smaller, just to give it a. You see, because now you have from the middle is the radius to the circumference? Whatever. Okay. I'm just giving an example. So it's supposed to be a straight line. That's what a radius is, Stone Monkey. It doesn't care about the curve. Remember, in the beginning you said you are taking from each circumference. So based on your globe, it's every radius. So it's straight lines. Again, straight line. So it's straight line to that one, straight line to... So every latitude just has a greater circumference till it gets to the so-called equator. Then it starts getting smaller again. So it's straight lined. PJ, am I making sense? Or... Okay, I don't think he's there, but that's what I'm trying to say. So, if you...
Yes, you are making sense,
yeah.
Absolutely. Sorry, I nearly did a microphone. Yeah.
So, it is a bit of a dishonest move there that he's showing there. Because it's not keeping to what he tried to explain on his graph. I mean, I first calculated two graphs plotting circumference on the vertical axis against the latitude of the horizontal axis. So that means it's straight lines. It's based on the radius to the circumference. Flat surface, as the radius increases the circumference, you see, the distance around the edge of the circle increases linearly with respect to the radius. This is a result of a line graph and rising in a straight graph. Now, you see, that's what I'm saying. So you have a radius to every single circumference. So when you've reached the equator, it's not supposed to curve. It's literally supposed to go back down. So once you've got your... Hey Gary Wybenga, good to see you. You see, so just because you're not going literally down with this, you're actually going horizontal at each plane, you see, because it's from the center of each plane. It's two-dimensional planes, circles. That's why your sphere is based on flat, because you are based on the equatorial plane, because your radius value comes from measurement of the equatorial plane to the North Pole, and that's how you got your radius value. Remember when I showed this stuff? That's exactly where that comes from, guys. That's where all this comes from. Lekker slaapies, man.
Lekker stort.
This is where this comes from, Stone Monkey. From the equator is measured. That's how you guys got your globe. It's just simply taking the perspective view of the apparent angles, and you've placed that latitude apparent angles and said it's your globe, and then you've taken this and just copy and pasted it because you have a belief in a sphere. You've taken every quadrant and you've just copied and pasted. So you've just took it and you placed it underneath to have it going down again. So remember, radius is a straight line, it's not a curve. So sorry to say, but that's already going against what you are showing here. But I understand what you're trying to show here. You were trying to keep it as a curve, but that's a bit of a false one. So let's see what you're saying. Okay, so how can the circumference of Earth at different latitudes be found to compare with the calculated graphs? This is where Brian Sunspeed gave me an idea. Okay, hey Faciality, thank you for coming. Good to see you. Pure Blood, thank you for coming. It's great to have you guys all here. So still, guys, this is the only this is so far the only person that's actually given something to say is evidence for a globe. Igor, you are there, so would you be able to give anything for a globe or not? Oh, nee, dis die aangemaakte sap, my liefie. Hierdie is nie aangemaak nie. In die yskas aangemaak. Okay, sorry. If they take it from the center of elevation measurement, when it becomes compared to an angle, the ground position. So Igor says the increase in the circumference is much smaller close to the equator versus close to the North Pole. Basic geometry. Yes, Igor, that's why I showed you this. This, you see, it's got to do on perspective. Remember, you standing in three-dimensional reality looking out at Polaris at 600 nautical miles, for instance, will give an 80-degree apparent angular measurement. That's in three-dimensional reality, not orthography.
Can I speak?
Yeah, how's it, Mike? How are you doing?
Not bad.
I just want Igor to come on just so that I can find out that he's not Sean Hawkins.
That's actually a good idea. Igor Gruchik, would you be
Come
able
on,
to...
Igor.
Yeah, I mean, we had Andrew coming on last night to prove he wasn't Wolfie.
Yeah, fair play to Andrew for that.
Yeah,
because
I respect
he was doubted and he came on and proved himself right. So fair play to him for that.
I
Nice
respect
one.
Andrew for that. Thank you, Andrew, for coming on. Let's see if Igor's got the balls to come and talk and maybe present his so-called globe evidence, because I know he did click on, yes, this is it. So when you say yes and you see that second part, Igor, it says this is it, it means you have to present what is the evidence for the globe. That's why Stone Monkey is presenting what Stone Monkey believes to be the globe evidence. But I'm literally explaining why the globe evidence he presented is not actually globe evidence, it's just a mismanufactured of flat evidence.
Yeah, exactly. But at least he gave it a go. You know
At
what I
least
mean?
he's trying, yeah. So anyway,
Exactly.
so he's just trying to say we can look at the sun, see it goes around the circumference of 24 hours, obviously, and it's going to have distances.
Sorry.
Yeah?
Sorry, Igor says he's at work. So get some work done, Igor, instead of chat skanking, mate.
Well, I appreciate you being here, Igor. You can still just hop in for literally a second just to say, hey, here is my presentation stuff. This is my argument, and you can go back to work. How's that? Then you can just listen in. It's not going to do anything if you take 2 seconds just to say, hey, look, I'm not Sean Hawkins, and then just give something why you think the Earth is a globe. This is, after all, the stream dedicated to globe believers on evidence for your globe. So you would think that you guys would be overflowing here, presenting your globe evidence. Okay, so anyway, the approximate circumference of a particular latitude can be found using the following calculation. It basically calculates the distance you would travel in 24 hours if you travel at the same constant speed. You would need to travel between the two cities to keep up with the sun. Okay, so he's chasing the sun, in other words. So he's saying minutes in a day is 1,440 minutes. Hey Jolly Man, good to see you, thank you for coming. Yeah, equal distance from the center of the circle to its outer circumference is the level plane. Exactly, the equatorial plane. The other is the other center of the sphere to its upper surface. Yes, that's why I'm saying that he literally confused the two axes. He's confusing this axis with that axis because it's taken from the equatorial plane to the North Pole reading. That's how they got their circumference, their great circle. So it's not supposed to curve like that.
Igor.
Yeah.
Igor's evidence is that he agrees with Stone Monkey. So that's his evidence.
Okay, thank you, Igor. You agree with Stone Monkey. Thank you. But it's simple, guys. You cannot curve this line if it's supposed to be traveling. If it's going with a radius is a straight line. So yeah, it's not supposed to curve. It's supposed to go literally a straight to the peak at 45 and then a straight down again because you are taking it with radius values, straight lines. Hey, Spuddy, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Really do enjoy you. You are just dismissing the video because you don't understand the graph. No, I understand the graph, Igor. I'm telling you why the graph is dishonest. I know maybe it's not his intention of it being dishonest, but I'm telling you it's simple stuff. This, if he has to keep, why is he not then making ours, on the flat earth not curving as well then? Because it's also got a straight radius to every circumference. So then it's also supposed to be curving.
Why is it we always get, you don't understand?
Yeah.
They're just words, mate. What don't we understand? If we don't understand, come on and tell us.
The funny thing is, when I say something, I explain why it's that way. But what I get from them is just, you don't understand. That's it.
That's the common rhetoric. It's what they like to say. I'm sure it's ingrained in the back of their eyelids and inside their mouths. It's just it's always there because it always as soon as they open their mouth, when it's anything to do with it, that's what comes out. So I'm sure it's engraved in their mouth and their eyelids and everything. You know what I mean? We don't understand.
But you see, the reason I'm going to show you now. The reason he wants it to be that curve is because you see they take the different measurements at the different distances, he said, with the time the sun's traveling at different latitudes, and then it's sort of follows that bell curve. You understand? Look here.
Absolutely.
So now they're making correlation based, but like I said, this whole graph is false because your graph is supposed to go straight to the 45 like that at the peak. So it's already below you, and then it's supposed to go straight down like that, and from the peak. It's supposed to make a triangle, in other words, because it's supposed to be to your radius from every, because that's what it is. That's a straight linear relationship. Now this, what you're measuring here, is frankly just based on perspective. That's what I was showing here. It's all, it's this. That's what you're showing us here. That's what you're showing, guys. As simple as that. So sorry, it's not a globe evidence. Hey Weiskopf, good to see you. Glad you can make it. Justin Franks, thank you for coming. Titan Long, thank you for coming. You don't understand because they refuse to understand. Yes, Titan Long, that's the gist of it. You don't understand because they refuse to understand. The graph should not be straight lines up to the peak and down. That does not describe a sphere. Justin Franks, he's not describing a sphere with a graph. He's describing the radius to a circumference at every latitude. So with a straight line, remember, a circumference is a flat plane. So the radius, so the radius is a straight line. So to every circumference is the radius from the center to the radius. That's how you get the circumference. The radius
already is straight.
Exactly. Now they're taking that radii and bending it to a curve because they need it so they can keep to the what you observe in reality, which would be perspective based from a straight plane, and say, oh, but no, look, it has to curve. But this is false because it's supposed to go like that and like that, because you're going latitude 90 to 80. You're going straight with radius values. You're increasing with the radius value, and that's what it's doing. That's with the kilometers, remember? That's why you have the compression. This isn't even correct on the flat earth, actually. If you're trying to say that should be curved, then why aren't you curving the flat earth's one? Because then you're supposed to curve it as well based on this information. Because that's what this shows, Stone Monkey.
Can I just address
Yeah, go ahead.
Solar noon times and distance between cities? Right. About 3 weeks ago, Stone Monkey, Flatzoid were an hour behind me, and then we changed our clocks, and now he's 2 hours behind me. But that's just us changing clocks. Has that changed solar noon times between me and Flatzoid? That's my question.
But check Eagle. He is not showing the radius, it's the circumference. The circumference is based on the radius, you numph. That's what a flippin' circumference is. You can't have a circumference without a radius. These people are... I'm sorry, I don't want to say the word. Okay, so anyway, anybody else got...
That is totally nonsensical. Sorry to just interrupt there. I just caught that then. That is just ridiculous what you just said. That's nonsensical whatsoever. And that just makes no sense whatsoever, should I say. It's just nonsensical. That's crazy.
The circumference has a radius. That's what creates a circumference, is the radius, the center to the outer edge.
Exactly, center to the outer edge. You know what I mean? And the diameter is double the radius. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, of course, yeah. Wow.
So guys,
I'm even getting myself confused now because of what they're saying.
He says the difference in height between the various slices you take at every 10-degree latitude decreases as you get closer to the North Pole. Yes, because the circumference decreases. That means the radius value of that plane decreases. Hello, you guys are literally validating my perspective argument here. Do they understand that? So when he's showing this line as a straight line and it's keeping with that, it's literally providing evidence for what I've shown you on my graph, because he's literally saying it decreases as you get closer to the North Pole. Because that's what's happening here, guys. All you guys did is you took this. Remember, that is now from the equatorial plane to Polaris. That's how you got your radius value. You've literally just copied that and pasted it underneath to make a full sphere. That's all you've done. Radius, circumference, straight lines. That's not a straight line. It's supposed to be straight line to the 45 and straight down again because it's a radius to every circumference. So you can try and do the graph again, Stone Monkey, and then present it again and we'll see if it'll work out. How's that sound? Okay. Yeah. Not a curved radius. Exactly, Igor. There's no such thing as a curved radius. It's a straight line. And since he's working with the radius, the circumference you required. Tony Whitcomb with a hectic 20 pounds. Wow, dude, really, thank you very much. That's an insanely amount. Thank you very much. Ask anyone face to face, point in the direction of a ball spin and they can't. And if they make a circular motion with their hands, ask them are they on the top or underneath and watch the ice cream melt in their heads. That's actually a very good one. Thank you very much for the super chat, Tony. Really do appreciate it. You guys are really awesome. Thank you for supporting this channel. Wow. Watch the ice cream melt in their heads. That's true. Nothing to do with perspective. It's everything to do with perspective, Igor. All your math is based on measurements based in three-dimensional reality, aka perspective. Do you think anybody else is going to bring anything? Let's see. Justin Franks, it's not supposed to be a flat straight line on the graph. I just explained why. I'm explaining to you why it's supposed to be. This is dishonest because it's supposed to follow the straight line. Just like you're following the straight line for the flat, it's a circumference. It's the radius to the circumference at every latitude. That's why it's following that line. Just because you are placing now from the equator, all of a sudden it's getting smaller again, doesn't make it not a straight line anymore. It's still a straight line to a peak that's supposed to go down to the straight line. Then he should change his argument. How's that? Or change his graph. Because that's the information he's presenting. Radii does not bend. The radius is a straight line. This is the same problem you guys have here with the refraction because you need the refraction line, the radius value, to bend. It's a straight line. It cannot bend. Yeah, Lumpy. They think it's curving radius and that's somehow makes their argument. But thank you again for presenting it, Stone Monkey. Anybody else have any globe evidence they would like to present? Or should I go on to Mr. Bill Nye? The the funny science guy. The radius does not increase the same amount from 20 degrees to 30 degrees. Yes, exactly, Justin. Guys, he's just validated my graph once again. Remember, guys, the radius does not increase the same amount from 20 degrees to 30 degrees, and it does from 30 degrees to 40 degrees. What is that showing? Why do you guys tell me this is wrong on a flat, but you guys want to be able to curve this straight? Because all you're doing with these graphs is curving this straight line to keep with that linear distance. That's all you guys have done. Very dishonest of you guys. Thank you. No, the radius doesn't curve. The amount of the radius decreases with the decreasing latitude is not linear. That's what this is showing, Justin. It's still supposed to be a straight line. That graph you were showing with your so-called curve is just this one in flat, in a flat version. The line is straight, where he's is just taking this line and curving it. That's all he's doing. Weisskopf. Go to Google Earth, turn on weather, see Coriolis effect. Northern hemisphere rotates counterclockwise, southern hemisphere rotates clockwise.
That's not Coriolis.
No. But what if I can show you, Weisskopf, that water can go and spin in both directions at exactly the same time? It's just got to do with the wind. I've actually explained this effect based on It's just storms surging, and because it's got wind pushing from behind, it's going to do that. It's the same as you sticking your hand in a pool and you're swishing it around. It's going to vortex the one way, vortex the other way, because the wind or your hand is pushing the current from behind forward through. That's it.
Yeah, but that's not Coriolis, because Coriolis is
it's an optical effect.
illusion.
Yeah, it's just an optical effect. The hurricane is supposed to be caused by Coriolis force, but the problem they have with that is it means it's still on the actual ground. It's not. It's free moving. It cannot do that because gas moves in all directions freely all the time. It's literally because of the topography that pushes the wind from behind, and because the low pressure meets to fill the high pressure. Sorry, they intertwine and it creates a vortex pushing it from behind, and that's why you get the storms in opposite directions. And by the way, you do get, even though it's rare sometimes, you still get them going in exactly the opposite of the claimed Coriolis ways. Especially tornadoes. Tornadoes debunks the Coriolis effect totally, because you get a lot of tornadoes that go opposite to what the globe says. Why would tornadoes be different than hurricanes? Very simple stuff. It's literally just got to do with the topography.
Weiskopf is quite new into flat Earth.
He'll learn that stuff, don't worry. Weiskopf, I advise you to go watch my video on how hurricanes are formed. I try to explain a bit more better.
What he wants to do is go and watch a QE presentation on Coriolis.
Oh yeah, that can also be very good. 51 votes, guys. Any globe evidence? Yes, this is it. 29%. So 29% of 51. Come on, guys. Where's your globe evidence? So far, only one glober has provided his so-called evidence that we just ripped apart to shreds. So, any actual evidence for the globe? Justin Franks, on a flat Earth, it would be a linear relationship between latitude and radius. Circumferences on a sphere, it will not be linear. You will think it should be line graph for a sphere. I just explained to you what the issue is, Justin Franks. And by the way, you guys are always claiming, oh, because it's sphere, therefore linear. Now you're trying to swap it around. Have you realized that? Weiskopf is showing the absurdity, you're not seeing what he is saying. No, I don't understand. They're always more in the same direction though. Wind doesn't have anything to do with that. Wind stops that effect, but it's still very much there always. Yeah, Weiskopf, that's what I'm saying. It's not actually, even Michael was saying, it's not actually caused by Coriolis, although they would like to claim it's based on Coriolis. Nus, thank you for coming. Channel Decimal Z, also brilliant channel to watch, guys. The videos how they fooled the world with deceptive calculations and globe earth mathematics debunked explains the angles very well. Yeah, it also explains these angles actually, you're right. Decimal Z is also very good. I don't know, Michael and PJ, have you ever watched Decimal Z before? Dr. Zach?
No, I am.
Yeah, he was ages ago. Wow.
No.
He's also done so. He was one of...
Name don't ring a bell.
Decimal Z, there we go. Face Reality, thank you very much for the $2
I haven't heard of
chat.
mine.
Sorry, thank you very much for the super chat. Globus think Coriolis is diff toilet bowl spins. Yeah, they think the toilet bowl spins differently in different hemispheres. That's exactly. Guys, I'm going to stick his channel in the link below if you guys want to go subscribe. Definitely well worth it.
So, it's my toilet. I don't really see my toilet spinning goes straight down, but sometimes in bath it can go either way. So.
Ooh, sorry.
Depends on which way the water's running. I mean, that is just a big myth that in the northern hemisphere it turns a different way from the southern hemisphere.
Yep.
It's mythical, that is.
What they've done is they've swapped a flat earth proof, which is Coriolis, because we don't experience any Coriolis, and they've swapped it to a Globiolis, where they claim it's earth spinning and it causes water wind. That's not Coriolis.
That's a good one, Lumpy Gas. Yeah, Face Ready, they got crap evidence. Yeah, it really stinks. It's a real stench. Exactly. I think all you guys really thought, I mean, since I'm letting them provide their globe evidence tonight, would be overrun with globe evidence. Why are we only getting one person?
You'd have thought so, wouldn't you? You'd have thought that you give them the opportunity to. They're always in chat, like saying, "Where's your evidence? Where's this evidence? We've got plenty of it. Do you know what I mean? We could show you it." And you give them a chance, and one person does it.
Yeah, and why they're showing what they're showing actually just validates my graph all along that they said was false.
Absolutely.
That's very, very funny. Yes, the globe is an urban legend. Hey, Rachie, yeah, I was thinking that too, Flatzoids. They normally claim it's linear relationship, and that shows correlates globe. That's it. Now they're swapping it around because they're literally validating this graph that they said was false. Horizon Town, thank you for coming. It's all horizontals are parallel with the plane of the horizon. Exactly. Weisskopf. Sinks and toilets are a common misconception about Coriolis. Water in drain has nothing to do with Coriolis. The formation of water patterns is to the always happening in the same direction. Yeah, I mean, it's got to do with how the water flows in the direction, and that's what creates, whatever it's going to start at that direction of vortex, it's going to have that rotation. You can have the same basin having different rotations at exactly the same.
I do have to correct him though, it's not to do with weather patterns either.
Yeah,
Coriolis is an optical illusion.
Yeah, it's an optical illusion. They're just hijacking it for the gullible. That's all they're actually doing. Hey Timothy P. Southwick, thank you for coming. Good to see you. It's good to see so much people in chat. Really enjoy you guys being here. Again, didn't swap around anything. You did say that, Justin. You literally said the globe, the flat earth is supposed to show linear. So, because it changes with now. So which one is it? Globe shows linear, or the flat earth shows linear? Okay. So it's starting to confuse me. But anyway, guys, definitely go watch Decimal Z. He explains the angles actually very well on a flat earth. You see? Ooh, and it shows it at different apparent altitudes. Just like what I'm showing. What is that, guys? Why? What is that going on there? The sun at the 90 equator. On a sphere, distances between the same per difference in latitude. I will give you a non-linear relationship between radius circumferences and latitude. So you're making my point then. I don't know. This guy's starting to... I don't know if he's confusing himself or he's trying to confuse me. So anyway, guys, you see this graph that he's put here? It kind of lines up with my graph, doesn't it? Really odd. Odd stuff. So yeah, thanks Dr. Zach. Okay, let's go on to Mr. Bill Nye, the science guy. How do we know the Earth is round? Oh man, why the music? Sorry,
Hey Bill, can you prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the Earth is a sphere? And
the Earth is a sphere, guys. Remember, he's asking Bill Nye, is the Earth a sphere?
not flat? Because I have a lot of Facebook friends who say that it's flat, and I just can't convince them. Thank you.
That's quite telling. I've got a lot of Facebook friends that say it's flat, and I just can't convince them. So that alone should be a red flag. If you cannot convince someone that the Earth is flat because it goes against your belief, you must be showing there's something wrong with what you're pushing, don't you think? You still think that graph should be straight. The graph should, if you are taking it radius to circumference. That's how it works. Hey, Missing Research, good to see you. It's good to see a fellow South African in here. Thank you all for coming, guys. Also go to Missing Curve's page. He does awesome refraction demonstrations. It's really, really great. Sergey Brin is an interesting and intriguing gentleman. Look into his university days. His professor, his field and studies, his classmates. Oh, okay. I see it's still going up, guys. 57 votes. Earth is not flat, but level is horizontal. We get labeled flat because it's a horizontal stationary plane with topography. So I'll take flat earth any day as long as it's not flat earth society. That's all. Because unfortunately we get stuck with the flat earth society stigma.
Is the earth flat or round?
It's flat.
It's round, okay?
Is it? Okay. Let's listen why he says it's round, guys.
Okay, now let's see. How do we go about proving that? Go to the seashore. Go to a seashore
Yeah.
and figure out why you can't, if you live on the East Coast, figure out why you can't see Spain.
That's simple. Very, very simple. You have a limit to your vision. It's called the Rayleigh criterion. Not just that, you have weather you're looking through, dust, smog, wind pushing up the air vapor. You have mountains and waves that's got large angular sizes compared to as it gets in the distance. Shit shrinks, you know, like a building that is in front of you at 100, let's say 10 meter tall building, is not going to be 10 meters 100 kilometers away from you. The angular size is going to be so minute you can't see it. Very simple. Horizontal is not flat, but level is horizontal, and water seeks level, which would mean it's flat. Exactly, Rachie. Which is this? Sorry, Michael? Yes, there we go, guys. The missing research. Please do subscribe to him, guys. Got awesome content. Hey, Professor Phil Bell, are you here to present some globe evidence? You can see one example of globe evidence in your Discord live streams. It's 5:47 in the morning and I'm not coming on live. Yeah, that's just like Phil Bell for you guys. I'm just not coming on live. Live stream.
He only wants to debate you on Toon's channel where you can get muted.
Again, you know, we've already debunked this with cats, Professor Phil Bell. Weren't you not paying attention? How do we see circular star trails in the southern horizon, star circular in a single point above the North Pole? How come we see these exact same stars 150 degrees in different directions at the same instant? Why is this explained perfectly on a globe? It's got to do... Yeah?
I've got one simple answer for him.
Go ahead.
It's sun going in opposite direction itself.
No, it's going exactly... Phil, it's got to do with your... It's got to do with how you are perceiving something. If you're standing and you're looking at something, that is how you perceive it. So if something is... This is my hand like this now. Okay? You can see... To you, it's looking left to right. To me, it's looking right to left. You understand? To me, it's looking this direction, which is the same direction you are having, because it's the same direction. But to me, it's right to left. To you, it's left, on my left, to right. It's perception. Just like what he showed with the car traveling on the road. That's how you see it. So when you're looking straight ahead north, it's going clockwise. So when you're standing and you're looking up, it's moving straight ahead. And when you look the other way, it's looking anti-clockwise. It's still going exactly the same direction. It just appears to go in a different direction based on your perception, your view to the moving objects.
What's the problem? It's not even that hard to work out, but you know what I mean? It's quite simple to work that
out. Michael, I think we're gonna have to get your video up for these guys again on the cars.
The car video.
Not mine.
Yeah, yours is awesome, man.
The car video is brilliant, man.
You, Michael.
I hate listening to me on voice.
Can you quickly get
We have to listen to it.
Can you send me the link? Michael, would you be able to send me the link?
What?
Would you be able to send me the link? I never can find your bloody channel. I always have to struggle. This is not my argument. How can the straight trails be circular? Simple. Perspective. When something goes down in the distance, it seems to follow a curve. Oh, sorry. Look at this. This is what you're seeing. You see that field of view. It's seeming to curve downwards as you move away. That is what is happening. Phil, remember I took photos. Where is it, of the flask?
Is he silly?
Yeah, I can't believe he's still asking that.
Is this silly? Alt stars go round ball star.
Yeah, look, Professor Phil. You see there, you see the field of view, you see it's going to follow. It's going to follow. See, it's dropping on that field of view graph, on that curve. That is why. Because it's the same when you look at light poles in the distance, it converges. It seems to be dropping. It's not actually dropping. It's just going into the conversion. It's an optical effect. It's an apparent position. So, when you're seeing it dropping in the distance, what's happening when something is moving? It's moving across, but it's dropping in the distance. It's going to give that circular effect. It's just perception. It's all perspective. It's perspective, guys. Optical. It's actually, I don't know. It's some very weird word that they just it gets blocked in their mind. Igor dropped the picture in Discord. Okay. Yes, Igor, and this is supposed to show me what exactly, Igor? Hello. Do lat lines decrease in linear or non-linear? You're supposed to doing a check. It's exactly changing with your latitudes. Circumference has the same. It's changing. Do you see that? It's based on perspective. It's changing different rates. That's what I'm saying. You're still not getting it. Look. Are you not getting it? The distances between them are the same, but they're changing based. You can see it with your own bloody latitude you're showing here. It creates the globe. It's all perspective based. You see the distances are different. Doesn't this guy get it? How? I'm sorry, I don't know how to explain it more to these people.
Not at all. None of them get it because their minds are blinded to it.
Yeah, I think so.
It's not normal. It's supernatural. It's God's blinding the minds.
So you see, that's why they take that and they say because it's a sphere, it's supposed to curve like that, but it's not supposed to curve because literally it's taken the linear, which is the radius to the circumference. It has the same linear circumference, radius to circumference from a flat, from pole to the equator, the North Pole to the equator, just as it is on the globe. It says exactly the same. But you see, that's why we said they take it from the pole downwards instead of every equatorial plane, because every circumference plane is separate. Every
Can I
circumference.
address Phil again?
Yeah, you can.
Because Phil said again, you missed the point. All capitals. The star trails on flat Earth must go around a single point.
No.
Yeah, they do. So how can they recirculate the southern horizon? They can't. It's got to be an optical effect, otherwise the sun would go in the opposite way.
It's just got to do with your perspective. It's literally all moving. It's all moving the same direction, Phil.
There can't be an actual opposite direction star trail in the south, otherwise sun would be in the same direction, so sun would be going opposite way.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna use a glober. Mr. Sensible, to just debunk quickly Philbow. How's that? Because this was an actual hook that I left him a while back, where Charles debunked a globe, and he made a video for me, trying to debunk me, but he literally just validated what I was saying, and he didn't realize that when I told him that. He was like, oh, he doesn't understand why. But yeah, I'm going to try and find that video quickly, guys. It was quite a while back. Flat Earth bus, but yeah, I don't know if it's this one, where he's supposed to be showing, he turns on a chair. Calculate the globe size. No, it's not that. Sorry, I'm still looking for it. You can carry on talking if you want to, Michael. I'm just trying to look for that video.
I don't know. They can't get me head around what they don't get. If you've got star trails going one way, north, and the sun's going the same way, then how can you go to the south and have stars going in the opposite way when you know sun still goes in the same way?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what they don't get. It's stupid. It's not a globe Earth proof whatsoever at all. It's just ludicrousness. It's just something that they've got into their head that they've heard somebody else saying, whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's not a globe Earth proof at all.
It's not a. It's just them showing. It's just them showing they don't understand anything in three-dimensional reality. That's all.
Yeah, well, they think the surface of a sphere is 2D, don't they?
Well, in the geometry, it's 2 dimensions because they ignore depth. But in reality, it's got depth.
Yeah, exactly. Well, if you turn a semicircle, a dome on its side, then the apex of it is closer to you than the sides of it.
Yeah.
So it's 3D, isn't it?
Yeah. We live in three-dimensional reality. They have to literally ignore the one vector just so they can have their beloved Earth.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's mage. Oh man, sorry, I'm still looking for. I just can't seem to find it. Where he literally goes and shows him spinning on a chair. So he can try debunk me when I say about my star trails, because this is exactly what I'm saying, Mr. Sensible. The globe guys say it spins in opposite directions. So I went and did an actual video saying, oh yeah, according to you guys, the globe, the star trails are going opposite directions. And I found specifically a video that shows that because he edited that way. And the guy's like, oh, I'm so dumb, I don't realize that this was an edited video and it doesn't really spin this way. But I told him this was a hook. It wasn't even meant for him, it was for STST. And he bit it, and by doing this, validated everything. This is very funny. Oh man, I just can't seem to find it. I wish he actually named the thing properly. Sorry guys, I can't find it. But anyway, he was on a chair, and he was spinning around in the chair to try and show, if you look up, you look down, you look on the sides, how it would be if you spin. That's how it works with the star trails. So yeah, that's about it. Sorry guys, I can't find it. Okay, so let's go on to Mr. Bill Nye, the not science guy.
From the East Coast of North America. It looks like you might have a St. Louis hat on. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Just go to the middle of the Mississippi River and look south. Why can't you see the Louisiana? Why can't
you see it? Because you have limits to your vision. That's why. Things shrink. Shit gets smaller in angular size with distance. That's why we can take something like looking at a boat and we can literally zoom into it again if it's still in the resolution of the camera. We can't see it, but as soon as you move in enough, you would be able to see it.
Yeah, our eyes can't resolve things that are too far away. Simple as that.
Yeah. So just him saying that alone already debunks his whole argument.
Yeah.
And the sad thing is you still get globe guys trying to say that argument though.
Yeah, I just don't understand why they think that if we looked across, like just here, just if I was in Dover, say I'm in Dover, looking towards France, Calais, it's only about 28 mile away. Do you know what I mean? So they think that I should be able to see that 28 mile no problem right in front of me. Do you know what I mean?
Because they have some weird belief that because it's flat, you should see it no matter what distance you're.
Yeah,
you should always just see it.
I remember. I think Rumpus once said, if you had a strong enough telescope, with the Earth being round, you would see your own back. That's Rumpus once said that. He did. He actually once said that, and I was like, what? Are you serious?
Yeah. Oh.
Great.
Ah, Mr. Buffer. Do I really have to now download my own video? Okay. I think it's starting to work. Yeah, this is the second or third video I've ever posted on my channel, by the way.
I know I keep saying it, Flatzoid, but every time you start streaming, my computer goes haywire.
Really? Every time I
Yeah.
start streaming, my
Yeah,
YouTube
every
just
time.
buffers for no reason all the time. Even if I put on 144p, and I can go and look at my internet speed and stuff, it's brilliant still. There's no, it's not like it's bad. It's still doing 30 megs. So it's supposed to be fast. Oh,
Yeah, definitely. I'm getting super fiber in November, and that's the kind of average speed, about that 50, between 40 and 60, something like that. So 50 is pretty good. So it should be working fine. You know what I mean?
yeah. Okay, let me try and... Okay, here's my video. I'm just gonna mute it though because it's got quite... I don't know if I've changed the music. Okay, I'm not gonna put the music on. But yeah, it's just, you see how you perceive how ships disappear. Very simple stuff. You see, you can see with the human eye, it refracts, guys. You know, this is what refraction does, just so you know. And you see, because it concentrates the light. 50 megabytes per second download, but what's your upload? Also, I got 30 and 30.
50.
Yeah.
Sounds like me.
30 and 30.
50, 40. Sounds like you're from Vietnam.
I remember when I first made this thing. It's very simple. You see, the angle gets more acute as it gets further away. That's why it gets bottom up obstruction. It's the smallest angle. This angle to the ground is larger than that angle as it moves away. So when something moves away, the angular size of the ship is going to get smaller and smaller. The angular size here is getting larger until you get to the limit. Thanks to the Rayleigh criterion, the diffraction limit, you can no longer resolve past that point. So you don't see the ship anymore, or in that instance, just the bottom until it gets out of the way. But what's going to happen when it actually gets zoomed in? Still me just talking. Okay, let's do it here. You see, can you see a ship there, guys? Quick answer, no, you cannot see a ship. Why? Because it's not resolvable.
Yeah, there is a ship there, yeah.
But you can't see it. It's not resolvable.
Oh, right, I see what you're saying, yeah, okay, right.
Okay, now we see, zooming in, it's going to resolve the ship. Wow. Wow. Ooh. Ooh. Now they're saying it's going over some weird curve. But it's not going over any curve, guys. It's simply just the limited angle. That. Is he floating in mid-air there, guys? Behind a curve? No. Again, you see, it's just out of resolvability. Simple stuff. Yeah, that was like my second video ever on my channel. Face reality, I think he did. Not sure if he deleted. I think he was saying because it looks smaller from the moon CGI image, therefore it can fit two in the moon. Yep. Okay, I think we can go back to Mr. Bill Nye. I think we're making it very simple why he's wrong.
You see New Orleans. What's the problem there? Well, then climb a tower or go to the top of a hill or a mountain,
Yeah.
and you'll see a little farther.
Yeah, you see farther because you push out your field of view. You've widened the angle. This is for a flat Earth. A globe Earth, you are suppressing your angle because it's supposed to be falling away from you. Do they understand that? When you go up on a ball, it's supposed to be falling further away. In other words, it's supposed to be tilting further away because you're seeing further over that curve. So yes, you can see more of the object, but it's supposed to be tilting more. They don't tell anybody that option, do they? Rather, they just ignore it.
But you will not see to the other side of the earth, places we know to exist. For example, I've been to London.
Yeah,
I can tell you,
we know. Has he actually given a reason why you can't see it, guys? Or is he just saying, just try and look there and you don't see it? We have footage of boats and ships going into focus point, what I call it the horizon line. When it remains there, it starts going into the mirage. Fascinating observation, exactly, Mr. Cove. And you in Cape Town, I mean, I'm sure you've seen a few times, even the submarines and stuff there in port. That's really awesome stuff. And the ships there in Cape Town is awesome stuff to behold by the beach. I usually like standing there by Blouberg, or even going up on Devil's Peak and you looking down at the harbour and stuff, or even just out to sea there at Robben Island and stuff. You really get some good footage. Stuff that defies the globe, let's put it that way. PJCnet, you never see a plane in the distance approaching the horizon with its nose facing down under the curve. Exactly that, PJCnet, exactly that. Planes don't go like this over a curve. They just follow into the convergence, staying exactly the same level plane. Faciality, me too, I blocked him once. Okay, so let's just carry on.
people have. I've been to Vancouver, British Columbia.
Yeah.
And you cannot see Vancouver, British Columbia from Boise, Idaho.
You wouldn't expect to see it. It's very simple. Guys, come on, do we really have to go through Bill Nye? Is there no Globers that want to present any globe evidence? So far we've had Phil, Professor Phil, it's not actually showing me to be a professor. Star Trails that he doesn't understand is just based on perception. And we've had Stone Monkey that shows that his graph is actually taking the wrong axis to try and curve it. Okay, yeah.
Alone from New York City or Toronto or what have you. Just start.
Okay, Professor Fulbright, Rachie, at the North Pole, if you look directly up on FE, you'll see the stars centered around Polaris as a circle. So how can southern stars also be circles when they are going around Polaris? What? Does that make sense to you guys? Phil, are you saying... Oh, sorry. Are you saying... Let's say this is Polaris in the middle. These shapes. Star. Okay, I'm just going to use this as a star, whatever. Let's say that's Polaris in the middle. Are you saying now nothing's going around Polaris, even in the south? Is that what you're trying to say? You do know if you are standing here and the things are moving across, it's converging away from you, so it's seeming to go down and therefore has a circular path from you. It's not actually...
But that's right. If you go on Stellarium, you can show how Star Trails work.
Yes,
it's all moving in one direction.
Yeah, it all moves in one direction. But he's saying if it's flat Earth, it's not supposed to show a circular path, which is really.
And they all move together. They don't all move separately. Do you know what I mean? They all move at the same pace.
Yeah, but you do get stars that move in the opposite direction, like Regulus and stuff, which goes against the globe.
Right. Right. Yeah. Exactly.
So that's actually funny.
Thing is, right, all this realm is created by a supernatural being. It's all supernatural. We're not meant to know how it all works. We're not meant to know everything.
That's what I keep saying. That's what I keep saying. God's a supernatural person. It's hard for a natural person to think supernaturally. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Beyond that, it's at best a reification he's looking the wrong direction to prove evidence of his claim. I mean, by associating meaning to looking at a light in the sky based on its movement is like,
Yeah, but
especially when they prove themselves to be parallel to the Earth.
yeah, but just because they don't understand that it's optical perception, they throw all logic away and say, "Well, I've got a begging the question that belief that it has to be a globe, so therefore it's a globe," which is
Well, yeah, they're reifying the meaning.
Yeah.
They're placing concrete knowledge on yeah.
I'm just looking for Rachel's Star Trail video. It was actually quite
Sure.
good. I wonder if it's this one. Celestial Poles. So if you guys haven't subscribed to Rachel, do now. I did put the link in the box.
That's right loud.
Yeah, sorry, I'm putting it softer. There can be two circular star trails. There can be an optical effect. Exactly. You don't even need it to be circular. Like I said, it can be a straight path around. That's all. It doesn't have to be circular. It just appears to be circular based on it converging. That's why it looks like it's dropping down. Therefore, it gives the curve because it's moving away. Okay. Optical perception makes stars rotate in opposite direction. Yes. Just like, remember when I tried to explain it to cats on the roads? You literally walk and you see it go the same direction. It shows different, like I was explaining now. Yes, my kind. Koffie. Kan jy nou koffie? Ons baie laat net. Jy kan 'n bietjie koeling drink. So yeah. Hey Gary, star trails are pseudo-perspective 2D and cannot accurately represent 3D because it doesn't show depth of distance. Exactly, because it's just perspective. Yes, it is simple stuff, Dustin Bones.
Dustin Bones is very simple stuff.
So,
I always love to say that no
Can your mama
celestial
from me
pole
call it
and
out?
safe celestial pole is no evidence or proof of the go where you've got a anti-clockwise and a clockwise rotation. Therefore, because the hair happens on
excuse me 1 minute, guys. Sorry, Rachel.
enough. So, for me, actually, I haven't actually heard anybody come up with a reason, an explanation here. But for me, I believe the North Pole is one side, South Pole is the other side. So then obviously the North Celestial Pole and the South Celestial Pole are rotating. And then let's say you're at the equator between the two, you look towards the North Pole, you see it rotating anti-clockwise. You look towards the South Pole, you see it rotating clockwise. There's your difference is done. They're rotating the same way, but they appear to rotate different ways. And that's how you get clockwise and anti-clockwise on a flat Earth with celestial poles. Stop using it as evidence of global Earth, because it's not. It's not proof. It's not evidence to happen on a flat Earth. Take care. Stay safe.
Okay, sorry. Eli, kan jy nou op die koffie nie gaan nie kom? Okay, wag 2 minute. Okay, guys, I just want to give our child little colds. So, Michael, would you guys just keep them busy, please? Sorry.
Good. Good shit, good man.
Is that him off sorting the kids out then, mate?
Yeah, he's gonna sort kids out.
Yeah, well, I suppose we could put a few channel subscriptions, you know, like yours up. I put Rachel's up. I can put a few people's up in that.
I'm struggling. My YouTube's not working out.
Okay, and I'll put yours up in that.
Is Bill Free one of Professor Phil Bell's stock account?
subscribe to Michael, please. There we go.
Okay, and I'm back. Sorry, guys.
Awesome. All good. All good.
Phew. Where was I? Did I miss anything?
No. We put up a few channel subscriptions, Michael's and Rachel's and that.
Okay, yeah. Jollyman, the Mayan Babylonian solar cycles repeat every 18 years, 11 days, 8 hours. Peace on the plain. Exactly. It's all just cycles throughout the years. But yet they want to claim only globe. Sad indeed. Okay. It's actually quite hot chat tonight again. Okay, so where were we? Oh yeah, star trails. So, do you get it now, Professor Fulbell? These trails are because of your perception, your location to the stars. That's it. And by the way, that's because the stars are moving and not us. There is not observable South Pole on the FE. At best, it would be below the Earth, so underneath the base of the universe. It's kind of nonsense, to be honest. What do you mean? There's no South Pole. Why? So there's no celestial. So they only use Sigma Octantis because the globe requires 2 poles. That's why they require. There isn't actual 2 rotational poles. There's only 1 rotational pole. That's the North Pole. It seems to go in the opposite direction because you are putting your back towards the rotational pole. That's why it rotates the opposite direction. It doesn't actually. It's just a optical illusion. Hence why you cross the road and you look the other way, it looks to be going the other way. It doesn't really go the other way. And why are there different stars? Because your field of view is limited, Dust and Bones. Just like you can't see Italy from Spain, you wouldn't see Polaris from South Africa. That's why. I mean, really. Okay, but let's go on. Yes, Weiskopf, we get it. Fulbell, we get it. You guys are too idiotic to understand how star trails work and how vision works. Hey, Two Wolves, good to see you. Glad you could make it. Can I draw it out for you? How do I draw it out for you? There we go. It's drawn out for you. 1 rotation. Everything rotates again around that 1 rotation. You standing here, you seeing there, it rotates clockwise. You standing, let's say, here at the equator, it rotates straight above you. You turn your back here, it rotates the opposite direction. It's still moving the same direction, it just appears opposite direction, therefore it has a anti-rotation.
They just can't get ball out of their head. Do you know what I mean? That's what's stopping them understanding it, because they can't get ball out of their head.
It's crazy, isn't it? Because it's kind of frustrating me because it's so simple in my head. Some of these ballers are a hell of a lot more intelligent than me, and I'm like, well, how can you not get this? It's so simple.
As you start moving away from Polaris, it starts getting lower and lower.
Yeah.
Just appearing that way because you're moving away from it, and then as that's got as low as you can see it, you're starting to see other stars that you couldn't see because you were further away from them.
Exactly. Other stars will come into view, the further stars will go out of view. It's simple.
Awaken channel. Where's Awaken channel? Sorry, do you actually have a link for it, Johnny Man? Then that would be easier to click onto. So yeah. Whew. But it's very simple. I mean, I don't know how much.
I love that Phil Bell couldn't come in to talk, but yeah, he's been in chat all the time skanking.
But that's how Phil Bell is. He won't actually come and defend his nonsense by talking like a man. He'll just rather sit in there, and because he can ignore everything you say in chat. That's all he does. because you can ignore it.
I was about
I mean-
to provide some evidence that you're a professor anyway, because I don't believe
I was going to say, because like it can't be that he's embarrassed to talk in front of people, because if he's a professor, he's lectured in front of loads of people. You know what I mean? So that can't be the problem, surely.
Yeah. Let me. You guys can still see my screen, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's do it this way. See the arrow? This red arrow is someone looking now. That's the direction of the movement. Okay? No, actually we should do it this way. Oh yeah, that's fine. That's the direction of movement. You're looking that way. What's going to happen when you are looking opposite to it? Let's change the color of the triangle. To this guy, it's moving right to left. To this person, it's moving left to right. Is the arrow still moving the exact same direction? Yes, it is. It's just moving in opposite directions based on their perspective, their perception of the motion. That's simple. So, this side, this guy is seeing everything moving this direction. When you're underneath the star, it's looking just like it is. It's moving in that direction. As soon as you go the opposite way, it seems to be changing direction. It's the whole plane is all moving in the same direction. Let's put it this way then, just so they can understand. South, equator, north. Same direction. If you're underneath it, you see it moving in that direction. Turn around, you see it moving the opposite direction. It's not actually moving the opposite, it's just moving in the same direction. Get it? And because the Earth is supposed to be, it follows a circular path with its cycle, these Watsams follow that circular path of the cycle, but in the same direction. It's like a clock. You're looking at a clock, and that hour hand is moving around. You are inside the middle of that clock. You would see it look different from the outer edges of the clock. All got to do with perceiving how it moves. Okay, I think that's as simple as I can make it for these guys. Let's get back to Mr. Bill Nye that doesn't understand that things have limits, vision.
There. Then if you'd like, look at pictures from space.
Pictures from where? You mean the fake stuff like Artemis is showing us? Yeah. Pictures from space. Let's see. Artemis 1. Pictures of space. Oops, I didn't spell space right. Whoa. We already showed why this was false, by the way. Skip ad. And the adverts don't buff for some odd reason. It's only the videos. Now this one's seeming to work nice now. Maybe they want me to show the globe stuff. Someone send me a... Oh, there we go. How do you not see that this is wrong? What do you mean, what is wrong? Tell us how it's wrong then. Don't just say it's wrong. Explain how. I'm actually literally explaining to you. I mean, look at that, guys. It's supposedly gimbaled, yes, but why is it warped? It's not supposed to be warped because it's gimbaled. The shadows don't even align to one shadow source, to one light source. This is what I was...
Gimbaled means it's on a pivot. It doesn't mean it's warped. You know what I mean? Gimbaled and warped is two different things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I tried to explain this to them. Shorts. There we go. This is really simple stuff.
fake the Orion is. Okay guys, anyway, he's just saying it is gimbaled, therefore it's vector thrust, so it looks warped. Is that so? Okay, let's go to this and see what you say. So, what do we see here, guys? On the right, you see the real OMS. That means it was actually manufactured.
Okay guys, you see, it's not even rendered properly. It hasn't even rendered everything. Look at these are based in cylinder bases. You see, it doesn't have, it's a smooth textured image. It's not even rendered finished. This is what you would call a flat three-dimensional surface. When you do ray tracing and stuff, this means it's not even finished rendering. Literally, they rushed this job to get this done. So yeah, definite big difference. That's a huge difference there. Even the lip looks different. So try again telling us how real things are from space, or showing us how fake it is. And that's just the one aspect. There's a whole bunch of other things that are shown to be wrong. So yeah, space, remember, it's a violation of the second law of thermodynamics. PT, maybe you have some globe evidence you want to present to us. So far we've had Stone Monkey, which totally failed miserably, and then we had Professor Phil Bell, which is still showing to be failed miserably because he doesn't understand that things don't actually spin, they just look. Wow. Yes, Dan, you are. That word you just said, I'm not going to say it over here. Looks fake, that. It does look fake, doesn't it? Because it is fake. It's not even rendered finished. Okay. Hey, Fat is First, good to see you.
Where you see the Earth as a sphere. Those pictures are not faked, and I'll tell you just...
I love how he's smiling when he's trying to say, those pictures are not fake. No. Let's see his reason why it's not faked.
Nothing else. Here's why you can tell they're not faked.
Okay.
Just to create the paperwork that NASA has created, for NASA in this one case.
The paperwork tells it's not fake. What has the paperwork got to do with telling if the image is fake or not?
Just the paperwork to send anything out in space, to send people into orbit.
Missing research. Interesting note, if I use Google Earth and use the ruler tool, it does not match what I film on my location. I see buildings where they should be 500 meters to the left on my zoomed view. That's also very true. I've also come across that, especially in Cape Town. It's quite skewed, almost, you could say. When I look out from Lobeckstrand to even to Robben Island, it looks a bit to the right compared to what Google Earth is showing. Almost like it's curving away on the right and not downwards. Really weird stuff. Yeah, that reminds me, guys. You know, Wolfie is running away from that challenge I gave him. Remember when I asked him he must just take a compass with him the next time he goes flying and showing that the compass will deviate with him? He's making excuses not to do it now. Now he's saying, I'm a coward, I don't want to debate him. That's his comeback instead of just doing the challenge. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
So that tells me he knows that it will not show deviation, therefore it's not flying a great circle route. He knows. So he's literally just out to deceive everyone. Because it's simple. If you're making a deviation, doesn't matter if the compass is accurate or not, it would show a deviation because you are moving.
Or to send them to the moon. That amount of paperwork would make faking it prohibitively expensive. No one could.
They make so much more money than they do spending it. Much more money making than they're spending. It's insane. And paperwork, it doesn't say if the thing's fake or not.
Have you seen footage at Moon, by the way?
Footage of?
Have you seen footage at Moon?
At Moon?
Have you seen footage at Moon from NASA thing?
From NASA? Of the moon? Yeah, I haven't checked it yet because it should be closer to the moon now.
And yeah, there's pictures of it, Moon. Supposedly flying over at Moon. Have you not seen them?
Not yet. Remember, I've been at work all day, so I'll definitely watch. But I want to show. But I did see something.
But
Um,
it's quite interesting if you compare it next to the same flyover that China did.
I wanted to.
Which one's lying, or are they both lying?
Yeah. Okay, it's not yeah. But this one, I want to show you guys something here. I'm going to mute it because it's the guy only has 8 subscribers, but he actually went to watch Artemis 1 go up, guys. Let's just forward it a bit. Okay. I want you guys to see something very odd about this trajectory. Remember, guys, it's supposed to be going up, up and away and out into on orbit, you know, taking its orbital path. Now this is from just a normal, ordinary guy taking it from the sidelines, showing it. Oh, look, it's looking nice and straight. That's the moon, guys. That's the moon. Look what's going on. He's going, apparently to his observation, he's going higher than the moon, correct? He's going higher than the moon because it still has energy going up. What happens when something loses energy? You know, like fuel runs out and it cannot accelerate enough anymore. Now, keep in mind, it's not having the energy. You can literally see it's higher than the moon. What's going to happen now as it's... Is that seeming to come down again? Remember now, it's just a light there. Literally just a light. You know? No? Anyway, you can see it's just a light, but let's carry on going. As we show, it goes closer and closer down, down. Now, why is it going below the moon? There we go. I thought it was supposed to go out into space in orbital velocity, guys. Why is it going below the moon now? You know, sort of like it's going to just go out of view and just get dumped in the ocean. Just thought I'd find I found that very interesting stuff. Okay, so you say Artemis 1 moon. Pictures. Okay. Ooh, guys. Oh, DFE, this guy, apparently this guy proved that this was real photo, guys. They told me I must actually watch this. Should we go through it quickly? Why not? So this should be globe evidence.
Brian Myers, and welcome to another edition of Debunking Flat Earth.
Isn't this the same guy that debated like wits at those clowns or whatever the whole time? I think it's that guy. Blue Marble 22, okay. He says that's a real image. Okay, let's go on. Why is it a real image?
In this exciting episode, I want to share with you a little bit of the details of the launch this morning. And I want to go through the first images that came from Artemis, actually around 11 a.m. this morning.
Yeah, this is the one we've been showing is not even finished rendering, and the lights are going, the shadows are going from different light sources.
And I spent a lot of time today validating these images in every way I knew how. So, you know, some of the first things I heard from flat earthers, of course, is, you know, CGI, it's fake.
Yeah, because you cannot go to space. Natural law, you know, thermodynamics, it kind of goes against it. So yes, it's inevitable unless they went through a closed container somewhere.
It's NASA, etc. So I want to put that to rest. And now I want to start with a quote that I've been hearing from flat earthers now for about a year, and it's a quote by Don.
Above measured, okay. The problem is that we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but yeah, it's quite in your face. I don't know what the misrepresentation of that would be. If he says we don't have the technology to do it, then we don't have the technology to do it anymore, and we've got much better technology than they did in those days.
Pettit. I go to the moon in a nanosecond.
Yeah.
The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again.
Yeah, it's a painful process. We used to have the technology, but we don't anymore. I wonder how he's going to try and defend this. Hey, Quinlan, great to see you. Thank you for coming.
And so, well, guess what, Flat Earthers? You can't use that quote anymore because we have the technology and it's back again.
So that's he's saying it was misrepresented now, saying they saw CGI on the screen, so therefore they do have the technology again and it's back again. No, this is totally different than what they had in the 50s. In the 50s they used paper mache and scaffolding. Now they're using computer programming, rendering software like Nuke and Blender to show you your dream. That's all they're doing.
And it's actually very exciting that we have this historic event take place. In today's kind of short video, I want to focus on the validity of these first photos. It's
Validity of the first photos. No problem, PJ.
really the image you're seeing right here is this image I want to go through today, and it is the first image in a human-rated rocket since Apollo, the last Apollo mission, 1972.
Okay, sorry, just give me 2 seconds. Just want to quickly get my son. Oh, sitting quite uncomfortable. Sorry, we're sitting quite uncomfortable like that. Yes, you're going to need R for that too, Wolves, exactly. Good old Bryant, he's welcome into the ADA Flat Earth community. Yep, because he... Hey, Face Reality, $2. Thank you for the super chat, really appreciate it. Space is real. Just walk around, moving through space. That's actually true. That's what space actually is. I've got space in my living room to walk around, otherwise I wouldn't be able to walk around. That's what actual space is. Out of 78 votes, any globe evidence? Yes, this is it, 35%. No, definitely not, 45%. Where? I saw none, 21%. Exactly. PT, if anyone is interested, my last video shows how globe geometry gets the azimuth and altitude of a star from 2 locations at once, updating as the clock moves forward 1 hour at a time over the day. Yeah, okay, thank you, PT. We'll maybe look at that next after Bryant.
Before we get into looking at the image, I just want to mention that, you know, Artemis, it's the most powerful rocket that NASA's ever produced.
The Saturn V rockets. Yeah, okay. And you know they actually had what's that other guy that actually did a documentary on it that showed that it wouldn't have actually been strong enough to do what they planned to do? Something like that, got to do with the payloads.
I mean, somewhere around the ballpark of 9 million pounds of thrust.
It's quite hectic, eh? Pounds of thrust. So, pressure, physical force over an area. Weird.
So that is to say, an object that's 9 million pounds, it could counteract the force of gravity with it.
I love how he's talking about everything else, but actually proving this thing to be real. Come on, Brian, get to the thing. Come on.
For a 9 million pound object. I want to go through just a little snippet from Red's rhetoric, because he was...
Red's rhetoric. Now you know it's going to be a shit show. Yeah. I agree, Tony Whitcomb. He is dumb. May I post an image in the live stream commentary in Discord? Yeah, missing curve, missing research, you can do it for sure. It is here. Please do post it, and you can come and chat if you really want to as well.
This guy Brian on the video, that's the same guy that Whitsitt debated, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the same guy.
I thought so. I didn't catch the start of it because the missus called, so I only just caught it starting from a minute ago, and I just recognised him, and I thought, yeah, I recognise him from when Whitsitt debated him.
Yeah, he's trying to say these are real images. He's going to give the reason why. Instead, he's talking about his beloved gravity and quotes and rockets having enough potential, enough energy and thrust, instead of just showing the image to be true.
There, and he did a whole live stream, but there's no doubt that people witnessed this launch. I mean,
yes, everybody didn't say the launch was fake. Nobody said the launch was fake. It's what happens after it goes out of view. How much times do we have to say this? The only ones that say things like rubbish things like, oh, it has to be a balloon or something, it's fake, is the Glowbusters, because they're there to look dumb. That's why they're there.
Personally, I think this guy is in with Glowbusters.
I think they're all together with Glowbusters.
And Toon and what on them, I think they're all on the same.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I mean, look at what,
Yeah,
what's it?
the week before, I think it was a few days before him, Bryant and Whitsitt debated each other. They were all on the programme together, with this Bryant, with David Weiss, Jeranism, and Whitsitt. I'm not sure if Bob was there or whatever, maybe in the background, but they were all there together having a nice conversation.
Yeah, so
Bryant with his glow point of view, and them with the flat earth, but they all seem to get on pretty nicely, you know what I mean?
Yeah, sorry guys, I just have to say, yeah, Rachie, that's exactly what I was saying when I did the Artemis 1 live stream. The sun to the earth is on the right, it's there, that's where the sunlight is coming from. But look where the sunlight is coming from on here, and even the shadows and stuff are showing different, multiple locations. Literally. It's fake. These are two different. I mean, when you change the opacities and the contrast and stuff, you literally see it's layered on panel. It's literally layered on overlays. That's all it is. So I'm interested to see how this guy proves this to be so-called not CGI.
I mean, I think over 100,000, 200,000 total. And it's just, there was just a lot of people that got to see this firsthand. So let's just put this little clip of Red's.
Red's rhetorical.
I want to play his version.
You do know Red's rhetorical is still too scared to talk to me. I invited him to talk to me a few times, and he literally says he doesn't want to talk to me. He makes excuses not to.
Does this guy think that we actually think that there weren't a rocket that took off?
Yeah, that's what he's saying. That's what I said. The only ones that push that nonsense are Glow from the Glowbusters. They push that the rocket's fake, it doesn't actually take off. They say it's something like a balloon or something. Or it's just full CGI and those are paid actors and whatever, I don't know. I've heard those arguments all the time. For some odd reason. But no, us normal guys do not say that. It's a real rocket, it takes off, you can see it. No one's denying that.
It's the place it's supposedly going to that we're denying.
That's what we're saying. It's when it goes out of view. Then it gets chucked into Point Nemo, and the rest is just CGI composites. And it's done quite poorly, I might add.
Yeah, very poorly.
This is not the news. This is someone that was there live filming, and it's just such a realistic depiction of the launch.
Realistic depiction of the launch. He took the actual video, so yes, it's got to be a realistic. Okay, let's just carry on like this.
Space on a human-rated rocket since Apollo.
And you're seeing there on your screen our first Earth views. This view of Earth captured from a human-rated spacecraft not seen since 1972
Okay.
during the final Apollo mission some 50 years ago. The views of our blue marble in the blackness of space now capturing the imagination of a new generation.
Capturing the imagination of a new generation. Straight in your face, guys. Capturing the imagination. Yep.
That's a line straight out of Hollywood. The same as one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. That's just straight out of Hollywood.
One thing that comes from Hollywood and VX artists and stuff, they love talking about things like suspending belief and stuff, and this is exactly what is happening here. They're just trying to suspend belief. They want you to accept. You've been so desensitized by watching movies and stuff on Hollywood that you're just taking this as real. I mean, they make Hollywood movies CGI more real than they make this for a reason, because if
absolutely.
If it looks too real, you're going to think it to be fake. So they have to make it a bit fake, so you would automatically think, no, it has to be real.
Yeah. A bit of the old reverse psychology.
It's exactly just that.
Yeah.
This generation. Orion looking back at Earth as it travels toward the moon 57,000 miles away from the place we call.
Yeah, Rachie, how do you get the upper left sun from the illumination of the globe? Demonstration needed with light source upper left and the ball illumination like that. Exactly. The light source is coming from different directions here, guys. How? Is there multiple
I'm
suns?
sorry, anybody who can't see that there's got to be more than one light source in that picture are off their heads.
There's definitely more than one light source. I mean, there seems to be a light coming from straight above the contraption. There's a light above the Earth. Do you know what I mean? So that's 2 for a start, and I bet there's a good few more shadows in there that would suggest 3 or 4 different lights.
Yeah. And even Captain Caveman put something. We'll go to Captain Caveman's one after this, because it is also quite good. Thank you, Captain Caveman, for your link. Welcome. Oh, I still haven't even modded him. Can you believe it? Sorry about that. You modded for sure. And PJ Cnet, I haven't modded yet. Okay, there we go. Matthew Hall. Today I've already used Babylonian, Egyptian and Christian references to refute the globe claims of star charts and star paths. I am about dead. They don't get it. Yeah, Matthew Hall, unfortunately, especially if you're going to go the spiritual path of them, they're not going to get it. They are closed to reality.
Home.
It's just incredible. I just can't watch that enough. It's
Is
just
it incredible? Can you just show us how you're proving it to be real?
so beautiful. And, you know, for flat earthers to call this fake and CGI, it's just such a slap in the face on, as a human race, how we've developed and how our...
No, it's not a slap in the face. It's just you cannot accept that your religion is based in false faith. That's it. That's all. It's no slap in the face. There's nothing wrong with technology. It's just you cannot be above nature. Natural laws dictate what you can and cannot do. Just because you have a belief does not mean you can go against nature's natural laws. It's there. It's set.
Technology has brought us to this amazing civilization we live in right now. The first thing I want to look at, because I did post a little video short on my YouTube channel earlier today with what you just saw, and of course right away I get CGI, fake, you know, from people.
Okay, yeah. Repeating himself. And sorry guys, I do have to talk now and then, otherwise, because people like these like to give me red flags and actually go and, you know, strike me. So I have to talk more than what he's actually talking. Yeah, Captain Caveman, Ball Earth Cult, exactly. Matthew Hall, if they want to be historic, then it's star charts and astronomical seafaring navigation that is unchanged is about 4,000 years up to this day. Oh man, some globe heads just cannot understand. Exactly, Matthew, it's the same as when they have now with they require gravity for the buoyancy. Archimedes' principle was thousands of years before gravity was even conceptualized. They had ships on the ocean without gravity. It's the same thing. Navigation was done without the globe for thousands of years. That's it. They're literally just taking what we see in reality with perspective and they've turned it into a globe.
Commenting. So the first thing that came to mind was, well, let's go to GOES 16 or Himawari. It turns out it was GOES. Himawari is on the other side when this happened. And let's look at what the GOES 16 has the same time that the image was taken. So this image, I did a little dig.
So you think they cannot take an image and just overlay it there? You do know how long it took for them to actually send this so-called selfie. It was quite a few hours. It wouldn't take them long. No wonder why it's not rendered finished, guys. Because they had to wait for this rendering first, and then they had to place it in sync with that to say, oh look, it's rendered at the same time. That's why it's not rendered finished. Because they were time constrained. Thank you.
And it was taken 9.5 hours after launch. So around...
Yeah, 9.5 hours after launch. There we go, guys. Time constraints.
11:17 this morning Eastern Standard Time, and I go to GOES and I download the closest image to that time. Now, one thing to keep in mind is GOES is a weather satellite, so it's going to be much more clear.
Yeah, much more clear. but the satellite could not take any photos of the actual globe, of the actual Artemis rocket. Why not? There's so much so-called satellites, but not one of them has even captured the Artemis flying past. Don't you guys find that really odd?
But the key thing is to look at the structures, and I spent a lot of time looking at these two images, and there's just a lot of details that you can confirm. This is why I got my big red cursor here today.
So yeah, you're looking at that is not proving that true. You're just making correlation based, saying, oh look, if I see that there at this time, that means I see it there at this time, so it must be real. No. Again, 9 hours after launch. It's very easy to quickly go and stick that in the rendering of that image to make it coincide with one another. 9 hours.
So you can see over here on the Blue Marble 2022, the new Blue Marble, which just was taken this morning, you can see this little spiraling arm. And if you really spend some time looking at these photos, you'll see that the structure, take away the blurriness, just look at the structure here. It matches perfectly. I mean, and if you really go into all the details in between the cracks and everything, it just all matches perfectly. And again, remember, this is all scaled. You have to rotate it up a little bit. So again, there was just no way that I could get the image rotated because of the way the images are taken. So,
wow. So far, guys, he's just saying, because I see this from a so-called satellite, and it looks to me that it looks like it fits there, so therefore it means it's true. Have you seen articles about the new discovery indicating a possible new gravity theory? It's a mainstream media for those who require PhDs to talk about these things. Yep. They've been talking, it's been quite a few different ones. Van der Linde, Eric Verlinde pushes entropic gravity, and now they're starting to push for quantum gravity as well. So there's quite a few gravities, the missing research.
Geostationary satellite, so you have to just take what's given to you. So the Artemis was at a different angle, but it's good enough. So another thing you can do,
not a different angle, that's literally squashed. You can see that's not the actual. Yeah.
You can go over here, like this little image here, compared to this. And if you really spend some time looking at the overall shape, you'll see that it matches almost perfectly.
Yes, you can see that's showing what's showing there. But like I said, 9 hours after launch. Very simple to just take it and rotor it on. You just have to literally copy and paste it and render it in. Just blur it out of it. You're overlaying it. It's an overlay image. And it looks like they kind of squashed it as well. Very simple stuff, as I like to say.
Perfectly. I mean, it's not going to be perfect because, again, this is not going to be as clear. But the actual, if you can just sort of rotate a little bit and do a little 3D visualization, you'll see that the perspective is such that it would look this way if the whole...
Oh, now you guys know what perspective is all of a sudden. Okay, cool.
Thing was rotated over a little bit.
Yes, because Goes has cameras just in case Fluff demands a photo of something. Again, can you have a GoPro in, what's the temperature in space again? Did they actually do anything to account for that?
No. And if you go through over here, I also noticed, see this little, it's almost like a little monster, like a Tyrannosaurus Rex or something, little mouth.
I love how he's obfuscating from the actual points he's trying to make. You're supposed to be this undeniable proof of the globe that this is real. Come on, give it to us. Guys, I might have to switch off soon because there's a hectic storm brewing outside you now. I don't want to risk the computer. So if I do see it's going to get worse, then I think we're going to have to end the stream and we'll carry on tomorrow.
Here with the
but whatever's best for you, Flats, man. Do you know what I mean? It's your equipment. You've got to look after it. So yeah, whatever's best for you, man.
Yeah, because I mean, you guys bought it for me, and I'm definitely not going to risk it. So if it does get worse, I think we'll end the stream. I mean, we wanted to go over to 10 o'clock tonight, so.
Respect that, man. Respect.
$5 super chat. Thank you, Faciali. Really appreciate it. In all seriousness, a clear, bright pic of Earth in space from the distance 230,000 miles away isn't even possible. There's a multitude of reasons. Yes, there's a lot of multitude of reasons. Unfortunately, these guys, I mean, really, I just don't understand how they think anything they're presenting is real.
So now again, remember this. It's this right over here. You can see the same. Look at the same exact pattern.
Guys,
now
can
it's
I
more
forward
filled
this
in
on?
here
He's
because of
just talking about
the light and the scattering and the taken from GOES is matching the image taken from the Artemis. And I did check IS.
See, that's what I'm saying. They're literally doing correlations. 9 hours after launch, it's very easy to go and take that and render it on there. Very easy. It's in their database. You're literally copying and pasting on, and you're doing a bit of editing to make it blurry and squashing it and turning it a bit to make that. Just sticking a whole new cloud template on there. You got assets on a computer. You know how assets work when it comes to graphic design with VFX imagery. It's literally just assets placed over one another. It's just an overlay. That's it. He thinks the right image is real. He does, Rachie. He thinks this is real actually, so now therefore this must also be real. That is the downfall of these guys. They think this is real, so this must be real. None of these are real, guys. He's taking fake CGI and trying to use it to true and make another fake EGI, trying to say it's real.
ISS. Unfortunately, ISS was not on this side of the Earth at the time that this happened, the time this image was taken. So I was hoping for some ISS shots, but it was like an hour later, and they just didn't have good camera angles today.
Yes,
but
aren't those them clouds are exactly the same on both images?
Do they look the same?
Yeah. See, there's like that bit of triangle bit.
Yeah, I'm looking at this triangle.
Like a bit
there we go. There's a
bit.
triangle. There we go. There's that. There's that. There's an opening there. There's that opening.
Yeah.
You're right. They're exactly the same. Even there's the swirl. There's that swirl. That's what I said. They could just take this because it's an asset on their data, copy it, paste it, just warp it a bit, make it.
What it boils down to is they're lazy and they don't really care because they know people.
Yeah,
are
but
that
remember
good.
they're also very time constrained with everything. That's why when they show the actual Artemis, it's not rendered fully. That's why it's warped and it doesn't have all the panels like it's supposed to. The light sources are coming from different positions. It's sloppy.
We'll definitely see the same cloud formation there, without a doubt.
Yeah, so it's just sloppy VX work, that's all.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey Godzilla, thank you for coming. So yeah, let's go on. So yeah, that's good. I think Lumpy pointed that out as well. It's the exact same. Thank you. Let's carry on.
But anyway, it's still really good confirmation, and it's a good starting point. So something else that I did was I took the best resolution image of this Blue Marble 2022.
Yeah.
And I put it into photo forensics. So we're going to go through this here.
Photo forensics, guys.
A little bit.
Nice.
And I'm going to
that reminds me, I actually should get myself After Effects and Photoshop again. But I think I'm first going to have to upgrade the hard drive because I'm constantly needing to delete stuff so I can have space. I used up that whole 250 gig like in the first 2 weeks.
share in a link below a tutorial video on if you want to do forensically and photo forensics. So I actually have the image loaded in both photo forensics and forensically.
Okay, yeah.
So here it is in photo forensics. There's like 4 levels that you want to do to
4 levels, guys. 4 levels. He also takes the image into Photoshop and shows there's no layers or manipulation. I actually literally show there's layers and manipulation. If you actually pull it to the right, what's the name to show there's layers? Weiskopf.
Firm.
You have to actually, I think I will actually go and do this with actual rendering software as well and actually show you guys. How's that sound? Because you have to manipulate it in a certain way to get it. So we'll see if he's actually keeping to that way.
A photo is fake or not. And again, this is no gear.
Yeah, exactly the same overlay. Exactly. That that alone debunks their argument. Hey,
There's,
Fireball Farad, thank you for coming. Yeah?
Where's face reality? Because he's well versed with Photoshop, isn't he?
As well, yeah. No, it's all fake. I don't know. These guys are trying to defend his nonsense here, but okay, let's go on.
Guarantee. It's just a level of, it's just a layer of evidence. You know, something that I don't see flat earthers do. They just say, oh, it's fake, and they don't.
I actually showed, like, in real time to people why it's fake. Like, literally. So I don't understand how he says we don't show anything.
Really do any investigation into proving or giving us any evidence that it's fake. They just say it's fake. Well,
is that what I did, guys? Did I just say it's fake, or did I show why it's fake? Just like we're doing now tonight.
It's got the same clouds on it, it's fake.
Yeah, oh, the storm's getting bad now. We might have to quickly finish this last thing.
What's your evidence? Show me some proof that it's fake.
Okay.
So we want to start with the magnifier.
Okay.
And what the magnifier will do is it'll...
Ego. Wasn't that the
Those
point
blocks,
of the other
that's
step?
layered blocks, guys. That means it's layered on.
Wow.
Wow. Sorry, guys, I have to end this. Unfortunately, the storm's getting quite bad now. Can we carry on with this tomorrow night? Oh.
Yeah.
At 8 minutes. But yeah, guys, that alone is already debunking him.
I'll show you the edges. And now you can see, it looks like some funny stuff going on here, but...
Funny stuff going on here? Yeah, it's because it's based in layers. They literally lay it on. That's what happens when you do that. Does he not realize he's just debunked his whole argument?
Can't you screen snip both of them and overlay one over the other and then blow that one up? So
No, because he says this is yeah, but his argument is this jagged edges comes from the low resolution. No, it doesn't come from the low resolution. That comes from the layers, how they create an image. These are called rendered layers. They're literally rendering those layers one on another to create the panel. It's a CGI created panel. It's literally fully CGI. It's not any real, there's nothing real in the image.
But it just looks like they've took that big blue marble image there, made it a bit smaller, made it blurred,
Squashed it.
faded it out of it.
But have you realized?
Presented it.
But have you realized if you look at that shadow on the bottom of this so-called blue marble compared to the first one, it's the exact same shadow shape. It's even squished the same. You can fit the first one in this one at the overlay, they're exactly the same. The shadow lies the same, everything. It's just that, like you said, inside there, that's the different because they took that overlay of the latest image and stuck it in there.
But it took me a while to kind of figure this out, and it wasn't until...
Yes, comes from compression, Franks. That's why it's layered. Do you get it? It's not because it's low resolution. It's because it's layered, it's overlaid, it's CGI. That's why once it's compressed, it makes that because of the layered. It doesn't just come because it's low resolution.
I actually uploaded my own photograph here. So I know this photo's real. That's why I uploaded it. So I'm like, what's going on here? So
see the difference, guys. See the difference. That is just simply compression blockage. Do you see? It's little blocks. That's the pixelation due to resolution. The other ones, look at the difference. Look, it's jagged, fully jagged lines with the edges in. Okay, guys, sorry, the storm is getting bad now.
I'm sick of hearing it.
Okay, guys, sorry, but I have to go. It's really getting bad now.
Thanks, Flatzoids.
Oh. Yeah. Thank you guys all. Yeah, sorry I have to leave like this, but the storm is getting very bad. I do want to still keep the computer that you guys bought for me. We still want to stream.
Absolutely.
So yeah, thank you everybody, guys. Really do appreciate you guys. Same time tomorrow, 8 o'clock. And yeah, I mean tomorrow night we can have a longer stream again. We can carry on with this, definitely. And then PT, maybe we can go through some of your stuff. So thanks everybody, you guys rock. Thank you all the guys for the super chats, all the members, everybody for participating. Just have to say thank you again for everything. Till tomorrow, blessings, and don't forget, may the pressure be with you.